Welcome to the dynamic learning hub of ExcelR at Andheri East. A prime spot conveniently located at just a 5-minute walk from LIC Andheri Metro. In our journey of over a decade, we have proudly trained over 2 lakh students. We have also been recognized by Deloitte, Silicon India, and other accreditation bodies. Experience learning like never before in our spacious and comfortable classrooms. With high-definition projectors and state-of-the-art acoustics in place, we ensure effective learning even to the farthest point in the room. The hybrid mode is a game changer as you can enjoy the benefits of a live classroom from the comfort of your home. Even if you happen to miss any classroom session, you can still attend the same session with the same trainer at the same time at your convenience, maintaining consistency in your learning progress. Want to get started? Join us for a demo or career chat over a cup of coffee at our Andheri branch. ExcelR. We don't just train, we build careers.
Yes, so the collaboration with ExcelR was an excellent one. We conducted a Power BI workshop with Advanced Excel over a span of 3 days. The workshop was almost 12 hours long in total. Mr. Karthik, who was an amazing trainer, helped the students understand the concepts deeply. I am sure that the students will be able to apply these concepts in their careers as well as their daily lives.
The trainer, Mr. Karthik, was an excellent person where he explained in very detailed manner on how to give great insights using very complex data sets.
So it was a machine learning workshop. We learned a lot from the course and it was a great experience attending the workshop.
The trainer was very helpful. He had a hands-on approach with his teaching and it was fabulous.
This was a great experience for me. So I would absolutely love it if ExcelR and its team would come again to our campus and conduct more events like this.
It was a great course and it started from basics and took me to a great extent.
The experience of the workshop was really nice. The feedback from all the students was positive. They understood the concept. The workshop was also practical based with some questions. The experience with ExcelR was very smooth. They helped us in conducting the workshop smoothly right from the booking of the vendor and deciding the course till the distribution of certificates. In overall, this workshop was a success during our Technical Fest Atmos, and I thank ExcelR for being a part of it.
Good afternoon, all. I hope you're all doing well. We will start the session. Prashant sir, good afternoon.
Hey, hi, Shashmita. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. So, good to start with.
Yes, sir, you can start.
Okay, thank you. So, hi everyone. Good afternoon. Hope all of you are doing great. So, welcome back once again to our AI agentic session. Okay, and today, as I mentioned, we are already done with all our Llama index, LangChain, LangGraph as part of our previous topic. So today we are going to get started with the CrewAI. Okay, CrewAI is really an exciting agent which we can be able to work upon. So as part of that, I'm going to take you to the entire journey of the CrewAI, where we will go through the CrewAI in detail and will try to understand like what exactly it is all about and how it is going to play an important role. So that's one quick thing which we are going to focus upon right now. Okay. So let us go ahead and then try to understand like how CrewAI is going to play an important role. So that's the first and foremost thing which we are going to discuss. And CrewAI is really one of the exciting and latest AI agent which is available in the market. So we are going to target that and take it further so that it can be able to like it can be able to help you all in a better way so that you all can be able to create your own AI agents from end to end without any difficulties or constraints. Okay, that's the main thought process or the idea behind it. So let me go ahead, share my screen, and from there we all can be able to proceed further. So give me a couple of minutes and then I'll be able to get started with the today's topic. Okay, so let us go ahead and get started, everyone. So as I mentioned already, so today we are entering into the journey of the CrewAI. So that's something which we are going to focus upon. So if you see here, when we talk about the CrewAI, right? So we are going to understand that how this CrewAI is going to play a very important role. So before we go ahead and deep dive what exactly CrewAI, and before we do some hands-on activity on the same, we should first understand what is CrewAI and how it's going to play an important role. Like what are all the different things we need to consider as part of the CrewAI. So that's something which we need to have a look into. So when we talk about the CrewAI, right? So the very first thing which we need to understand here is the CrewAI is basically, this is a Python-based tool for us. Okay. So when you talk about the CrewAI, so CrewAI here is ideally, it's a Python-based tool, okay, which will actually help to all of us to build the AI agents. Okay. So in order to build the AI agents, so we need the CrewAI, and CrewAI is ideally a Python-based tool which will help us out in order to build the AI agents, okay, which can work together like a team. So all these AI agents are ultimately going to work together like a team. Okay, so they are ultimately going to work together like a team where it is not going to create any problem. So ideally, when you talk about the world of the CrewAI, right? Ideally, when we talk about the world of the CrewAI, right? So we all need to understand that CrewAI is ideally, it's a Python-based tool, okay, where it is going to help us out to build the AI agents, which can work together ultimately like a team. So imagine, think of this like, let's say, just like people in a company, right? You have a people in a company where they have different roles present with them. Like example, it can be researcher or an analyst or a manager. Okay, so your CrewAI will create the digital version of all these roles using the AI. So ideally, what happens if you imagine people who are there in a company, right? They have different roles associated with them. And like as I mentioned, like one role can be researcher, another role can be analyst, third role can be the manager, something as such, right? Now, what your CrewAI is going to do, your CrewAI is going to create a digital version of these roles. Okay, that too using the AI. So we are going to create the AI agents in such a way that it is going to create a digital version of the researcher, okay, and then analyst, and then you have your manager. Okay, these are all are the points which we need to consider when we refer to the world of the CrewAI. So let's say, imagine, for an example, imagine you are making a movie, right? Imagine you are making a movie. You need what? You need a script writer, you need a director, you need an editor, and you need an actor, right? Similarly, CrewAI will let you create all these different AI roles and will assign them to specific jobs. Okay, and these AI agents ultimately will be able to talk to each other. They will share their progress and they will try to solve a big task together. That's the main idea. Okay, ultimately, what are we trying to do here is we are making a movie. Okay, imagine you are making a movie, so you need a lot of people to make the movie, right? So you need a script writer, a director, editor, an actor. Similarly, you need your CrewAI, which will let you create different AI roles as an agent, and it will assign them for specific jobs. And then what will happen? These AI agents only will internally talk to each other. They will share the progress, and then they will try to solve a big task together for us to proceed further. That is how CrewAI is going to play a very important role as a Python-based tool, where it is going to build the AI agents for all of us so that it can work together like a team. Okay, as I mentioned to you, one of the example right now, let's say, as I've given you the correlation, right? Let's say, imagine you are making a movie. Okay, so in the process of when you are making a movie, right? So let's say in the process of when you're making a movie, so you need definitely a script writer, okay? And then you need a director, okay? You need an editor, Okay, you need an actor, something like this. You can put some more roles if you wish, like a producer and all the other things also you can definitely be able to add. That's not a problem. Okay, so ultimately what we can do is with the help of the CrewAI. Now let's say if I bring in CrewAI into the picture over here. Now this CrewAI will ensure that all these different roles which are there, like scriptwriter, director, editor, and actor, right? All of them right now in the world of CrewAI, they will be now having a different AI roles present. Okay, they are going to have a different AI roles present with them. Okay, now all these roles will become the AI roles in the CrewAI. So now within these AI roles, all of them, they are eligible right now to talk to each other. Within the AI roles, they have the capability, like all the roles can be able to talk to each other, right? They can share any information, whatever they wanted. They can be able to even do that. Okay, and then they can also be able to solve the big task together. Okay, they can ultimately be able to go ahead and can solve the big task, whatever the big task which we have. So all that big task can also be able to go ahead and get solved together. Okay, so that's the idea behind this. This is how we need to correlate and take it further. So that's one of the very important point I just want to let you know in the world of the CrewAI. Okay, so imagine, like as I'm saying, you very important because when you are doing the hands-on activity, right, you can correlate this in a much better manner. Okay, so as I'm saying right now to all of you, like if you see very clearly, like whenever we are making a movie, so you definitely need a script writer, director, editor, and actor. Similarly, your CrewAI will let you create some different AI roles and it will assign you for specific jobs. Okay, and then these AI agents will ultimately be able to talk to each other, share the progress, and they will try to solve a big task. Okay, that's how the things are going to work upon when we talk about the CrewAI. Okay, and then you see that we also have another important thing, like one more important thing to be considered here is, okay, why do we need multi-agent system? Okay, why we need multi-agent currently? Even in the CrewAI also, you have multi-agents. Okay, so let's understand what this is about. So in the world of CrewAI, right, we have multi-agents, but why do we need multi-agent systems? Can't we go with a single agent? We can be able to go and work upon on the single agent, right? Why I need again specifically multi-agents or different agents combined together? So I will let you know what is the problem with the single agent. Let's say if you have single agent, what are all the different problems which can occur with a single agent? First thing is one agent doing everything is like one person running an entire company, which is not efficient, right? So one agent cannot be able to proceed and do everything at one go. So if you see here very clearly, what is going to happen over here is one agent. Okay. Okay. So if you see in this case, right? So one agent going ahead and doing everything is like, if you see one person, okay, it's like ultimately what will happen is like a one person running an entire company. That's how it's going to look like. Okay. So which is not efficient. It's not at all good enough because you cannot make one person fully drained out, right? So if you put single agent, now one agent doing everything, as you know, right, is like one person running an entire company. That is not at all efficient process and we should not be able to go in those lines. Okay, that is a single agent problem. Now again, now what we are trying to do is we are trying to eliminate this single agent by bringing the CrewAI into the picture because your CrewAI ultimately goes with multiple agents. So what will your CrewAI do? You know, your CrewAI is going to work in such a way. It will try to divide all your big tasks, right? It's going to divide your big task, whatever is present, okay, into the smaller tasks. Okay, your CrewAI will make sure that whatever the big task which is there, right, with the help of the CrewAI, we are trying to divide the big task into the smaller tasks. Okay, and then we want to assign each task, whatever the task which we are trying to break. So we want to go ahead, try to assign this each task to a different AI agents which we created. Okay. So whatever different AI agents we created, so we want to go ahead and assign all of these tasks, okay, to a different AI agents which are being present for all of us. Okay, and then finally, when you have multiple agents here, so what is going to happen in this case then? You will see here that all agents in this scenario is going to work as a team. Okay, so that they can finish ultimately the work, okay, that is faster and as well as better. Okay, so this is the idea behind it. So when you refer to the world of CrewAI, right, your CrewAI will try to divide your entire big task into smaller tasks. Then it will try to assign each task to a different AI agent, and ultimately all your AI agents will work as a team to finish the work, which is very faster and better at the end of the day. That's how your CrewAI is going to play a very important role to handle the things. Okay, so that's one of the core capability which we all here should be aware in order for us to proceed further. This is the world of the CrewAI. Okay, so if I mean, we're trying to compare it, right? You see, with a single agent, the problem is, like, if you see, there is only one agent which will be able to do everything here. It's like only one person running an entire company, which is not efficient enough. And it can also become very confusing, and it can also take too long to complete any big task if you have only one single agent. Whereas on the other side, if you have your CrewAI is going to work in such a way that it is going to divide your big task into smaller tasks. And then on top of that, it will also try to assign each task to a different AI agent, whereas you have multiple AI agents, right? All of them can be able to break the work, and they can handle it on their own. And ultimately here, you see that all agents are going to work as a team to finish their work in a very faster and better manner. Okay, so that's the overall idea we all need to here be considered about. Okay, now I'm going to let you know that what are some real world use cases where the CrewAI is already been implemented. Okay, like where and all we are already started implementing the CrewAI as of today. So I'm also going to give you that clarity right now. So the use cases, if you see here. So what are the use cases like where today we are using the CrewAI? So first, we are using it in the market research. Okay, so we are utilizing it in the market research. So what will happen here in the market research? The CrewAI agent is going to work in such a way. So let's say multiple agents we can create in CrewAI, right? So we can say one agent here will, let's say, gather info, like all the market related information. Then another agent, okay, that's your second agent, will summarize that information, whatever has been gathered from the previous step. It will be able to summarize it. And then third one, your third agent is going to create the presentation or create the PPT. That's it. See, that is how in market research, the CrewAI is being used. Like one agent will gather all the latest information available in the market. Then another agent will proceed further and will try to summarize the data. And then you see that there is a third agent which is going to create the PPT for all of us. That's your market research. Okay. And then in the same way, you see even in the financial reports. Okay. It is also used even in the financial reports, whatever we want to gather, right? Even in the financial reports also we can implement it. So again, in the financial reports also, you will have one agent who is going to take the responsibility to collect the data. Okay. Then you have another agent, that is your second agent, which is required, right? So the second agent will be helpful for you to analyze your data. Okay. A second agent should be helpful for you to analyze the data. And then finally, your third agent. Okay. Finally, your third agent will help you to create the charts. Like this, you should be able to use, okay, you should be able to go ahead and use all your AI agents in this way. So one, we are using it for the market research. Okay. So one, we are using it for the market research. Another one is for the financial reports, where in the financial reports also I'm giving you the clarity that one agent will collect the data, another agent will analyze the data, and then finally your third agent will create the financial charts, like how we are performing in terms of financial. Okay. So that's another thing we all have to understand it. Then finally, we are also moving on to the next one over here. That is resume screening. Okay, let's say how CrewAI helps us in the resume screening also. That's something which we can look into. So even in the resume screening, right? Let's say you have one agent. Okay. So let's say that we have here one agent. One agent will try to read your resume, like whatever resume you have been able to add. And then you will see the second agent will try to compare the jobs based on whatever resume you provided. Your second agent will try to compare the jobs which are available in the market based on the resume, whatever you provided. It will go through your skill sets, or whatever you have been able to do till date. It will, the second agent will go and will try to compare the jobs. And then finally, the third agent, okay, the third agent will actually rate your job. Okay, the third agent, whatever is there, the third agent will be able to proceed further and will try to rate the job for you. Okay, it will try to do some rating, like whether your profile is out of 10, out of 9 or 8 or a 7, it will be able to do that rating, so that you can understand that whether your resume is really having all the key things or whether you are missing something. If you're missing something, your rating will be low. Otherwise, your rating is going to be really high. Okay, so this is one of the important thing which I just want to let you all know. So if you observe here very clearly, this is one of the very important concepts, everyone. And why it is very important is this is something which is latest available in the market. And right now you are in a position to get to know about it. It's not something which everybody is aware about the CrewAI. Okay. If you see the world of the CrewAI, right? So what we need to understand here is ultimately your CrewAI is a Python based tool, right? Where using this, we can be able to build our own AI agents where it will help us out to work together like a team. So as I said, right, imagine like again, people who are working in a company. So you have different roles in the company like researcher, analyst, manager. So now you can create them as an AI agents in the form of a digital version where you can give the roles using the AI, and AI itself will be able to take it further from there. Okay. And as I said, imagine you are making a movie and you need a script writer, director, editor, and actor. So your CrewAI will try to create different AI roles for all these different roles which are available and will assign them the specific jobs. And then these AI agents ultimately will talk to each other and they will try to share all the information associated with it. And ultimately, they are going to solve the big task together at the end of the day. Okay? They are trying to go ahead and then solve the big task ultimately together. Okay, that's another important thing we all have to understand it. Now later, if you see here very clearly, like if you see in this scenario, like why do we need multi-agent systems? See, problem with the single agent is like the problem what we are today facing is like one agent doing everything as I said is like one person running an entire company. You will be drained out. You will not be efficient enough. And it can also become very confusing or it will take too long to complete a big task because you are the only one agent who are working upon. But whereas CrewAI says, let's have multi-agents into the picture. In that way, what would be the benefit here is with the help of the CrewAI, we can divide all the big tasks into smaller tasks. We can assign each task again to a different AI agent who are specialized in doing that work. And all your AI agents at the end of the day will be able to work as a team to finish the work in a very faster and in a better manner. Okay, that's the significance of it. And then if you see here, the use cases, in terms of use cases here, right? Like what we need to understand is there are really some real world use cases which have been implemented using the CrewAI. So first you can see that in the market research, like one agent will gather the info Another one is going to summarize it, and then the third one will help you to create the presentation. And in the same way, the financial reports, like one agent collects the data, another agent would try to analyze the data, and the third agent will help you to create the charts. Okay, and then you see that there is a resume screening. Like on one hand, you see that one agent will read the resume, second agent will try to compare the job, and then the third agent will try to rate the job specifically. Okay, that's a resume screening agent. So like this, you can see the CrewAI, which has already taken the market into consideration, and today people are creating all the latest AI agents with the help of the CrewAI, what we discussed right now. So now I'm going to give you 2 minutes of time. If people who want to take down the notes, you can take down it, or people who want me to ask any questions with regards to the topic, whatever I discussed right now with all of you, if there are any questions associated with it, or if you think that there are anything which you want me to repeat here, please try to put it in the chat. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Okay, if not, I'll give you one activity which you all can be able to do it from your end. But before we move on to the activity, right, I just want to ensure that we are all clear with whatever we were being able to discuss right now as part of the CrewAI agent. So please take down the notes. If there are any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. I'll be able to assist you or help you there. So I'm just putting everything here. This is where we started as a CrewAI. So please take down the notes, the people who are interested. Yeah, it is CrewAI is a agentic AI only, Nilesh. Correct. That is correct answer. Yes, it is right. It's a agentic AI. Sorry, machine learning language tools and AI tools. What tools you wanted? Machine learning language tools are nothing but you have your TensorFlow, right? You have your TensorFlow, linear regression, supervised regression, unsupervised regression. Those are your tools. And AI tools means the world of AI is all about machine learning, deep learning, generative AI. So AI tools can be ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Copilot, right? Even your agents are also part of your AI tools only. That your CrewAI, LangChain, LangSmith, all these are your AI tools only. If you talk about machine learning language tools, then you have the TensorFlow, you have your linear regression, right? You have your supervised regression, supervised learning, unsupervised learning, all these are part of this. Okay. Yeah. Please complete it, everyone. Take the notes of it. If you have any questions, do let me know. I'll be able to assist and guide you with regards to it. Okay, after this, we'll do one small activity and then we will proceed to the next concept, everyone. Okay, hope you all have taken a note of the same, the use cases. Okay, and then whatever the multi-agent and then single agent we discussed as part of the CrewAI world. And then we discussed about what exactly here is a CrewAI with an example. Okay, hope you all have taken a note of this. So now let's go with one activity. And I would request all of you to answer the same in the chat so that we will get an understanding that how many of you are able to participate. So let's say, imagine the scenario or the activity for all of you, which you need to think and do it from your end is, let's say, for an example, if you had, okay, let's say if you had like three AI assistants with you. Imagine like if you had like around three AI assistants working for you. Okay, imagine if you had three AI assistants who are actually working for you today. Okay, like what task, okay, what tasks would you actually give them? Okay, so what tasks would you actually able to go ahead and then give them? Okay, so you can just go ahead, think and get some ideas and let me know. I'll give you 2 minutes for you to think through and then put the answer in the chat. Okay, either you put it in the main chat or otherwise you can be able to ask me. Okay, so if you see here in this scenario, what is going to happen is, like again, I'm repeating the question to all of you here. Imagine like if you are being given three AI assistants working for you today, what tasks do you think that you would actually give those three AI assistants who can be able to go ahead and can work for you? What are those three important tasks which you want to go ahead and give it to your three AI assistants who are actually working for you today? So what can you be able to go ahead and give it? You can just let me know. Yeah, your time starts now. Please put the answers in the chat, everyone. I'll give you 2 minutes. Okay, so imagine if you have three AI assistants working for you today, what tasks would you actually go ahead and give them? That's the question to all of you. Think through it and then try to put up the answers appropriately in the chat. And I want every one of you to participate and let me know. Okay, you just go ahead and then try to let me know. Okay, like what exactly, like if you have three AI assistants working for you, what tasks would you actually give them to work upon? Put it in the chat, everyone, quickly. Think and then try to put it up. Okay, so one is get the agendas, fix the meetings, and work through the emails by generating the responses and context and content from me. Okay. Based on my skills, sets the job should be directly the current project and website name. Good. Create the PowerPoint presentations and lecture notes, generate the quizzes and puzzles, prepare the assignments. Very good. And then to prepare the lesson plan, agent 1 will find the holiday details. Agent 2 will list out the chapter details, and agent 3 will prepare the lesson plan. Very good. What else we have? Okay. Assistant 1, job market and opportunity research. Okay. And then resume and application crafting, and then interview and networking preparation. Excellent. And then find out the places to visit in the new city I have come and book the taxi. Okay. Second agent, book for me the best eating points. Very good. Third agent, arrange for me the list of popular items to buy from the city. Good. Interesting one. Keep it up. And then, okay, related to your research work. Awesome. Excellent. Excellent job, everyone. The people who all were able to go ahead and answer. Excellent. Okay, so I have just asked you to ensure that how you can be able to think broad. Okay, how you can be able to think broad and can be able to understand that how significantly we can be able to use if we are being given a chance, like if you are being said that for today you are being given the 3 AI assistants, like how are you going to plan? Okay, what are all the different things you are going to consider? Okay, that's the main idea or the thought process behind actually having these activity for you all to go ahead and complete it. Okay. Oh, I see already some more responses coming in. Summarizing the academic papers, news and online sources. Handle the writing, editing of the daily lectures. Very good. Keeps the track of goals and progress on the long-term tasks. Excellent. Good job. And then the next one we see. For agent 1, give the current information. Another agent 2 give assisting with coding. And agent 3 should be able to summarize all the complex topics related to our task. Very, very nice. Okay, good. Good job. Keep it up. Excellent, everyone. This is what I wanted everyone to actively engage, understand, and then you also need to put your perspective so that we always get that clarity that how well we are trying to understand and then how well you can be able to do the things from your end, because that's very important. You should be knowing the scenario, right? And you should also be able to know that how we can actually be able to handle it effectively. Okay, so that's the most important thing I just want to highlight. So now let's do a very basic hands-on activity. Okay, let's go. And as we understood the CrewAI, whatever the theoretical knowledge is required, as we got the exposure towards it. So right now, let's move on. Let's do one practical hands-on activity with a very simple CrewAI agent, a very simple and a basic one with which we will get started with. And then we will be able to take the journey further. Okay. So for that, we will all move on to the Google Colab, right? In the Google Colab, we can be able to go ahead and create it. But before I move on to the Google Colab, I already got one more response. So agent 1 is to create the content in LMS and agent 2 to monitor how the students are progressing the studying in LMS. I think that is the agent 2. And agent 3 is to evaluate the performance of the students. Very good. Excellent. Okay, so now I would quickly take you to the Google Colab, everyone. So if you observe here, this is the Google Colab, and Google Colab is not something which is very new to all of you, because we have been using the Google Colab and this is the 3rd week. Only yesterday we used some different tools like Visual Studio Code and Python to create an end-to-end AI agent. For that, we were been able to utilize it. Otherwise, most of the times in the Google Colab, which is an online IDE for us to develop all the AI agents, we can be able to do it within the Google Colab itself. So let's understand the program. Let's try to see what we are trying to work upon over here. So if you see the first one, okay, if you see here the first one, what I'm trying to do here is first step is this command, whatever which you see, which I'm highlighting, right? That's the command which is going to install the LangChain, okay, and then the OpenAI, which will allow your entire Python code, which is there, right? That will allow us to connect to ChatGPT. Because you know, right, as from the day we started LangChain, right? From there to till today, always remember one thing. You need AI model. AI model is like a brain phone. Imagine if there is no AI model, you cannot be able to process the information. Definitely you need the AI model. Now that AI model, there are different AI models available in the market. Now either you want to go with a ChatGPT or a Gemini or a Claude, right? Or you want to go with Copilot, that's up to you. There are so many AI models available in the market, right? Now it is up to you. Which one do you want to go ahead and opt for? Which one do you think is going to be applicable for you? You can just be able to choose that and can be able to leverage it in a better manner. I mean, that's the main idea behind it. Okay, so you see that there are different approaches which are being present. So only thing what we need to do here is we have to understand that how this is going to play a very important role at the end of the day. Right? That's one of the important thing which we all here should be able to consider. So whenever we are going to install the like LangChain or OpenAI, always remember one thing. You may ask me like why OpenAI we are installing. See, OpenAI is required because within OpenAI only we have the ChatGPT models like GPT 3.5, GPT 4. Now you may ask me further again why we need this. We need this because that's the brain. How human beings like how as a human being you need your brain as an important component, right? In the same way, whenever you're going to create any AI agent, we are always dependent on the AI model. You just cannot say that no, without AI model you will work. It's like without human brain you are going to work as a human. Then where is that the intelligence is going to come? Same thing here also. So AI model is very much required because that is only going to give you that intelligence as an agent, how you need to work, what are the instructions you need to follow as an AI agent. Everything is given to you as a clarity by your AI model. So that is the reason we are installing the OpenAI because we are going to use the ChatGPT 3.5 or GPT-4 model. Okay. So for that reason, we need to install. So ultimately, first step is we are installing the LangChain. We are trying to install the OpenAI. So once that first step is set to be completed successfully, right? Then what next? So the next step, if you see here very clearly, what is that I'm trying to do here? So I am trying to fetch here the OpenAI API. So this is going to tell to your Python that, hey boss, I need a OpenAI API key. So I'm using this in my code. This is my API key, which I'm trying to use it in my code. Okay, so once I share this code to you, right, you will not have the API key as API key is confidential. You need to provide your own API key. The OpenAI API key, whatever is present, you need to replace this with your own OpenAI API key, which you have with you. Okay, so you have to go ahead and then try to replace it here appropriately. So that is another thing which you all have to follow from your end. Okay, and I already have explained to all of you. Remember one thing: OpenAI. If you are logging it with a new Gmail account for the first time, if you are logging into your OpenAI platform, which I explained yesterday to all of you, if you are doing it for the first time, right, you will be given $5 recharge free of cost. Okay, so you can create your own API key as I discussed already yesterday how to create an API key in the OpenAI platform. You can go create your own API key and can utilize that API key in your programs. Just what you need to do, wherever I said within double quotes, I leave empty. You just need to replace your API key over there. Whatever API key you are going to create it from the OpenAI platform, which I discussed yesterday, how to create and all, right? Just create the API key from there and paste it over here. Okay, if it is throwing error, then you have to check whether you have seen that $5 being credited into your account. Or if it is zero, if your balance is zero, then you cannot be able to use because whenever you are going to call the API key, there would be some amount which will be deducted. Very limited, but it cannot be zero. Your balance cannot be zero. If it is zero, you cannot call. You cannot call the ChatGPT model. But remember one thing. Okay, once you create your API key successfully from the OpenAI platform, okay, I will let you know we are using a free model here. So even though you create an API key, and then even though you have $5 in your account, when you are going to use this model, right, you don't need to pay any amount. It will be free of cost. Okay, then you may ask me if it is a free of cost, then why money is required? Still money is required and you need your API key. Okay, even though it may not charge you, but still you need to have these two as the prerequisites, where you need to know how to create the API key, as we discussed already in our previous classes, where you can do it in the OpenAI platform. And the second thing is, like, once you log in with your Gmail account, you have to see in the usage. You have to go to dashboard. In the dashboard, in the usage, you will see how much balance is there. If it is $5, then that means you have the credit. Let's say even there is no balance, just create an API key from your end and try to place it over here so that you will learn how to do these things. Let's say if you have $5 as a balance, if it is visible in your OpenAI platform, then create the API key and start utilizing it. Okay, wherever I put empty space, there you put your API key. Let's say your balance is zero, but still you create an API key. Just try to create an API key, take that, copy that API key and then paste it in the code over here when I am going to share it. Just see how things are going to. And if it is throwing error, don't worry, because you don't have balance. At least you know how the process, right? Only thing, you need to either get a new email account where you will be given an $5. If not, you have to purchase it from your own. However you believe is comfortable for you, you can be able to. Okay. Now what next? Once you put your OpenAI API key, which will allow you to connect to your ChatGPT model. So now what I'm trying to do here, if you see very clearly, so what I'm trying to say in this case is, like, from CrewAI, right? From the CrewAI, I need three important components. Like if you see here, one being the agent, another one is a task, and then the third one is the crew. Okay, this will come from the CrewAI. So from the CrewAI, I need three important components: agent, task, and crew. This is what will help me to build my AI agents. Okay, these three important components will try to help me to build my AI agents successfully without any constraints. So from the CrewAI, I'm trying to import the agent, the task, and then the crew. Okay, and then the next one is, I am also trying to get the chat OpenAI. This will let you use your GPT 3.5 Turbo model from OpenAI. So why only GPT 3.5 Turbo I want? Because GPT 3.5 Turbo is free of cost, everyone. GPT 3.5 Turbo, whatever is there, right? That is literally, it is a free of cost. You don't need to pay even a single rupee for it. Okay, so whenever you are using the GPT 3.5 Turbo, you need to get the chat OpenAI, because chat OpenAI will let you build or let you use your GPT 3.5 Turbo from the OpenAI appropriately. Okay, so when you say chat OpenAI, right, it is always like it will help you to, or it will let you use your GPT 3.5 Turbo model appropriately from the OpenAI. So that's the clarity we all have to understand from here. So from the LangChain OpenAI, I'm trying to get the chat OpenAI, which will help me to use the GPT 3.5 Turbo model easily using the OpenAI. Okay, now what next? So if you see here, if you see these parameters, right? Now this is going to create the chat model. Okay, this is going to create here the chat model which we are using. So if you see, GPT 3.5 Turbo is very fast and it is also good for summarizing the content. Okay. So if you see the GPT 3.5 Turbo here, it's literally very fast, and at the same time, it's good for summarizing the answer. And you see a temperature 0.7. That means the answer will be a bit creative and also be accurate. So temperature ranges from 0 to 2 everywhere. Temperature ideally ranges from 0 to 2. So 0 being the least, 2 being the highest. If you put a higher value like 2, 1.5, it's going to be very creative, and sometimes it gives really very weird answers. We should not put neither very high number, we should not put neither very low number. Put an average between 0.5 to 1 will always be reasonable. Now you can put the temperature as 0.5 or a 1, that is up to you. I kept my temperature as 0.7, but what is the point to be understood as part of temperature here is, we need to understand the temperature here means the answers are going to be a bit creative and still it maintains accuracy. So all the creativity and accuracy will be determined by the temperature. Okay, temperature only will have that significance, like where it will understand that how it can make the answers more creative and accurate. That's the point we all should be aware about in the process. Okay. So whenever we say that the model is GPT 3.5 turbo, which is ideally fast and good for like providing the content, and on top of that, it's also free of cost. And then your temperature is 0.7, it indicates that whatever answers it's going to provide is going to be a little bit creative, and at the same time, it's also going to be more accurate at the end of the day, right? So that is another idea which I just want to make it very clear to all of you, which you have to understand. So once we are clear with this part, right? Once we are all clear with this part, now these are all are the prerequisites we provided. Now you see here very clearly, first we are defining the agent. Okay. So if you see very clearly, we are creating an AI team member, and that agent team member role is researcher. So we are creating our first agent, and that agent role is to act like an AI researcher. And the agent, what is the goal here? The agent will look up the latest news in artificial intelligence, and it is going to summarize it for us. So the goal of the AI researcher is to track and summarize all the latest things which are happening in artificial intelligence. Okay, and then the backstory. You can provide a backstory here saying that, hey, you like a backstory means it's like a context we are providing. Okay, so you are an expert who stays updated on all major AI innovations. Okay, and then what is LLM? LLM equal to LLM means nothing but, see, whatever LLM here you are providing, those details I want to capture. So my LLM details are nothing but the model is GPT 3.5 turbo and the temperature should be 0.7. And what is verbose equal to true? Verbose equal to true here means, it means you will see the detailed steps whenever the agent is working. When we run the agent, we will see all the detailed steps what the agent is trying to work upon. Rather than directly going to the output, when you say verbose equal to true, it indicates or it will let us know very clearly that how each and every step is running one by one without any difficulties or constraints, right? That's the significance of having verbose equal to true in this. Okay. So if you see here very clearly, this is how we can define our agent. So where you see that the agent is being created, and the agent is here having a role called as an AI researcher. And the goal is here to track and ultimately like say like we are giving to AI researcher that hey, as an AI researcher, your main job is to summarize all the latest AI news for me. And then we are giving the context to the AI researcher agent saying that, hey, AI researcher, you are already an expert who stays updated on all major AI innovations which are happening, just to set the context. Okay. And then you are giving the LLM details here. That is nothing but whatever details we are passing here, right? The model and the temperature. And then verbose equal to true here means it just lets us know when you say verbose equal to true, it will take all the logs one by one. Okay, verbose equal to true means it's going to ensure that it is going to pick up all the logs, like whatever the agent is trying to work upon. One by one, it will be able to show to all of us rather than directly giving us the output of the. Okay, that's one thing. Then once the agent is defined, then you can give the task to the particular agent, right? After which you can be able to go ahead and can provide the task to the particular agent. So let's say what is the task we are giving here. So here we are telling the agent exactly what to do. As an agent of an AI researcher, what is the task you have to accomplish? So here we are giving the task saying very clearly, okay, so you have to find and summarize the top 3 AI news. Don't give me all the latest AI news. I want you, as an AI researcher agent, I want you to go ahead, find out and summarize the top 3 AI news updates which are been happening in this week. Okay. And then the expected output. Okay, the expected output here means what I wanted as an output. So you give me the output as a 3 bullet points summarizing the major news, whatever you were been able to fetch. So whatever you were been able to fetch, try to get that as a 3 key or a 3 important bullet points for me, and then summarize that major news overall. Okay, and then whatever agent which we created, that agent we are adding here. So we are saying the agent, whatever I created, to that particular agent, you have to ensure it has to go ahead and do this task. The task is to find and summarize the top 3 AI news update from this week, and to find out the 3 bullet points, okay, which will summarize whatever is the major news which is available for all of us. Okay, so that's the clarity which we all should be here aware about. Okay, and then what's the next step here? If you see in this case, with this step, what I'm trying to say is, see, imagine a crew is like a team, right? Crew means what? If you see in a plain English, crew means it's a team. Okay, so I'm saying that, hey, in my crew, which is a team, it is made up of 1 agent and 1 task, right? We are saying that, hey, I have here 1 agent and 1 task. So please go ahead and do it. That's what I'm trying to say here, right? So when you see kickoff, okay, crew.kickoff means it will start the job. When you say the moment crew.kickoff, that means it will go ahead and it will start the job. The CrewAI will start the job. The agent will read the task. Okay, it will try to read the task, whatever we were been able to define it in the program. And then it will go to the GPT 3.5 turbo model, whatever we provided. It will go to the GPT 3.5, and then from there it will execute the response, and then finally it will print us the result over here. Okay, finally what it is going to do, it's going to go ahead and print the result for us, where it will show us the final output on the screen. Okay, it will go ahead, we'll try to print the result, where with this we will be able to see all the final output which is being available on the screen. Okay, so that is the clarity which we all here should basically be aware of. Okay, so that's one of the capability which I would just let you all know, that what we can actually be able to achieve overall. Okay, hope that this makes sense to all of you. So again, I'm just trying to explain to all of you whatever we were been able to do here, after which I'll show you the output, and then I'll give you the chance where you can also be able to create your AI agent using the CrewAI, and you can create multiple agents and tasks like this. Okay, but this is a basic program to get started with. So as I already explained to all of you, what is that which I have done? So as a first step, I was able to go ahead, install my LangChain and OpenAI successfully, right? So I was able to go and install my LangChain and OpenAI, and OpenAI is needed because that's going to act like a brain for us. Okay, all the intelligence will come from there itself. That's a part of the ChatGPT. Okay, and then later I'm taking my OpenAI API key, because using the API key only I can connect to my OpenAI ChatGPT model. Okay, any model if you want to be connected with, then definitely you need API key. Already yesterday I explained to you, you have to go to your OpenAI platform. So from there you have to go to dashboard, and if you're logging it for the first time using your new Gmail account, you will be given $5 for free of cost. You can create your own API key from there, copy that API key and paste it in the place of my API key. Okay, so you just need to remove the API key what I have, and you can put your own API key over there. Okay, and then later what I'm trying to do, so from the CrewAI, I am trying to get 3 important things, that is agent, task and crew, which is very important for me to build the AI agent. And then we need a chat OpenAI. This will let me use the GPT 3.5 turbo model easily from the OpenAI. Okay, then you see that here in this case, if you see very clearly, here is where we are creating the chat model, right? Like the model name here is GPT 3.5 turbo, which is super fast, and it's also good for summarizing the content for us. And then we have the temperature 0.7. It means the answers are going to be really a bit creative, and at the same time it's also going to be accurate over here. Okay, and then you have the agent in this scenario, like where you see that you are creating an like AI team member here with a role called as the researcher. And then the goal is to ensure that it tracks the latest news in AI And the backstory or the context here, what we are trying to say is, hey boss, act like an expert. As an agent or as an AI researcher, act like an expert who has all the major AI innovations with you. And you are providing your LLM details, that where you're saying that to use the model GPT 3.5 turbo, whatever we defined here, temperature is 0.7. So temperature is all about how much uniqueness you want to see in the content. Always remember, temperature ranges from 0 to 2. Okay, in between this, you have to choose. Ideal numbers are going to be from 0.5 to 1. Within that range only, we need to be able to. Okay. So don't go for a higher value, because it will become more creative and it will give you some gibberish, some random data. If you go for very low, it will not have a proper quality. Better to be within the range of 0.5 to 1. Okay. And then verbose equal to true means you will see the output one by one rather than directly going finally to the output. Okay. And then later to the agent, we are allocating the task. So the task here is to summarize only the top 3 AI news, and that should be in the bullet points, the expected output. Okay. And we are defining our agent, whatever we initialized above here. We are defining that agent. Now, as a crew here, we have one agent and one task. You see that? As a crew, we are defining here one agent and one task, and kickoff means here is where our like CrewAI will get started. Okay, so when you see their kickoff over there, that's when the CrewAI will start the AI agent execution, and it will take the task, whatever we were being able to provide it in the program. It will go to the chat GPT, and from there it will try to process the information, and finally in the print result it will show us the output or the final output which is being available like based on whatever task we have given, right? It will connect to chat GPT 3.5 turbo model, generate the response from there, and it will print the result at the end of the day to all of us. That's the clarity we need to here be aware of. Okay, so if you see the output here. The moment you run the program, right here, there is a run button. The moment you run it, first you see your agent is who? AI researcher. Okay, the task is what? To find and summarize the top 3 AI news updates from this week. Okay, so when you put verbose equal to true, this is the beauty. It will show you all the steps one by one. Like if you see, when I run this, the AI researcher was able to summarize me the top 3 AI news in the form of the numbers, clearly organized. See, OpenAI, one of the leading AI research organizations, announced the release of CLIP, a model that learns visual concepts from the natural language supervision. This breakthrough allows the model to understand the images based on descriptions, significantly advancing the AI capabilities in image recognition and understanding. Then the second AI latest news is Google AI researchers introduced a new method called Big GAN Deep, which enhances the quality of the large-scale generative models. So by scaling up the training process, the Big GAN Deep demonstrates some improved results in generating the high-resolution images. Okay, that's one of the important thing. And then NVIDIA, that also has unveiled its latest AI supercomputer, calling it as the DGX SuperPod. You see, such a great things are happening in the world, and your AI agent is fetching the top 3 latest news within the week, whatever has been happened, and it is putting it in front of you. Okay. See, if I don't put verbose equal to true, if you see in the step, then it will not give you all this. Ultimately, what it will do is, it will only give you the answer like this. This is the answer. But I don't want the output directly. I want to see how agent is reacting. So my agent here first is saying that, hey, as an agent, I am an AI researcher. And my task here is to find and summarize the top 3 AI news updates from this week. So as an AI researcher, I will proceed further, and this is my final answer. Now, where is this processing happening? How is that the AI model is able to understand that you need top 3 latest news from the AI with regards to artificial intelligence world? It is getting to know because we have defined the model GPT 3.5 turbo. And our API key, whatever we defined, whatever key I have with my API key, right? That is connecting with my GPT 3.5 turbo model, processing the information there and giving me the response, whatever you are able to see here in the output. Okay, there is no magic happening here. Whatever we are defining over here, accordingly, it's able to go and then help us out with all the related information. I made it very clear that this is my model and this is the temperature. And here very clearly I said what is my agent role and what it has to do and the backstory associated with it, which is the context. Then I've given the task that what agent has to do. And then here I said I have one agent, one task, and then finally kick it off. That means my agent will get started and print me the result. That's it. That's how simply the AI agents are going to work in the world of the CrewAI. And then you see here very clearly the response is being generated, right? You see, in this case, we have the agent like AI researcher, and then there is a task associated. Based on whatever we have written in the program only, it will work. It's not something it's going to work based on whatever it wants. Based on whatever we defined in our program as an AI agent, it's able to go and work on it accordingly. So we said that as an agent, the role is AI researcher. The task here is to find and summarize the top 3 AI news updates from this week. So you have your agent and then the final answer provided here. Okay. And you may see the one at the bottom. This is also same answer. Okay. Nothing different. This is a final output, which will be printed. Okay. Verbose equal to true. When I said it will show you what is that the agent is doing here. Okay. But this is the final answer. So same answers only you will be able to see. So don't need to confuse you. So this is the clarity which I just want to put it in like in front of all of you. This is how you need to go ahead and work upon on the CrewAI by creating one agent, one task successfully. Okay, now when you create it, first do with this program only. Okay, do with this AI agent only. Do not change anything. Then later, what you do is, if this works out successfully and you're seeing the relevant output. Now, before this, I gave you one activity. You remember, you all said me, if I have 3 AI assistants with me, I'm going to do so and so activity. But here you have only one agent and one task. We will go to 3 agents also, but right now it's very quick to go to that level. We started with one agent and one task, and we will rapidly increase our agents and tasks when we move forward. But right now, once if this program is executed successfully by all of you, then what I would request you to do is change the roles and see. Change the roles. Remaining everything will anyhow remain the same. You don't need to change anything. Just change if you wish. If you are interested, change the role to some other role. Give your own goal. Give the backstory of whatever you want. Provide the task. Okay, provide the task, whatever you wanted your AI agent to do. Okay, so you can do these things. I mean, this is not something like rigid or fixed. In order to get started, take whatever I'm giving to you. But after that, you can also customize. You can change the agent as per whatever role you want, whatever goal you want to provide it, whatever backstory you want to give it to it. You can be able to do that. And in the task level also. Okay, even at the task level also, you can give what task you want as a description, how you want to see the output, the expected output. You can be able to provide it. So it will give you a better clarity to handle the things appropriately. Okay, so you can also be able to do that customization and can see how things are been working on the other side also. Okay, so these are all are the different ways or approaches in which we can be able to handle and can do the things effectively. Okay, that's the main idea behind it. So now what I'm going to do here is, let me quickly go ahead and then try to share this code for all of you in the chat so that you can also be able to work upon. Oh no, I'll not put it in the chat. Instead, I'll put it in the document which we all are working upon, right? So let me go to the downloads. I think we have a line chain. So in the same document only, let me upload. It will be easier. So give me a minute. Let me share this to all of you. Okay, so the one which I'm going to share right now will be at the bottom of the document. Okay, so you just need to pick up that code. You need to run it from your end. Wherever you need to put the API key, right? I'm just putting that as empty. Okay, within the double quotes, I'm leaving it empty so that you can put your own API key, whatever you are going to create it from there. So just sharing the file to all of you right now. Okay, I just kept it in the main chat, everyone. So you can download the file. So in the file, when you go and look into the file, right, So in the file, you see that at the bottom, there is a program available for all of us. Okay, so let me share my screen. So if you see here very clearly, everybody, so once you open the document or once you download it, right, and come to the extreme bottom, here is where you will see the code available. Okay, so where we have installed the LangChain, and you need to put, see, here is where you need to put your API key. Okay, if you observe, I just removed my API key, which is confidential for me. So you need to create your own API key. Imagine the people who created the API key yesterday, right? You can use the same API key. You don't need to create API key every time. Or the people who have not created any API key, you can create the API key based on whatever I discussed yesterday as a process. Take that API key and add it over here. And then that's it. Remaining part, you can take the same program, execute it in the Google Colab and see how it is running. After that, if you have some time, change the agent role, task, and customize it as per whatever you want, and then again run it and see the results, whatever you are being able to get it. Okay. So I'll give you 7 to 9 minutes of time to complete this activity from your end, everyone. Okay. So this includes the program which I have given to you. Plus, on top of that, I would request you to do some customizations where you can do some customizations on the agent. You remove the role and put your own specific role, whatever you want, and then you can add your own task, whatever you. Okay. So please go ahead and get started with this activity. I've shared the document in the main chat for all of you. Please download it and then utilize the code, whatever I've given in the Google Colab. Okay. And check the output, whether all the output is being provided appropriately or okay. And let me know if you're stuck anywhere or if you're facing any difficulties. I'll be here to guide you. So your time starts now. I would request every one of you to please get started and complete this code, everybody. Okay, please go ahead and try to get started with this. What is the first one? What packages are needed to create AI agents using Gemini? Okay. So here I'll give you that. Here we need the Google. I'm answering it also. Okay. Google generative AI, and you need definitely the LangChain. Okay, and then you also need here LangChain, Google Gemini. Okay, so I just have answered it to you. Okay, so you will see these are the three libraries which are needed for us if you are using the Google Gemini. Okay, I already answered, right, Chintan? Verbose equal to true means, as I was explaining it here, verbose equal to true means it will show you what the agent is doing it. See, it will say you that agent is your AI researcher, task is so and so, and then as an agent, as an AI researcher, this is what is a response which it will provide. So this is verbose. Verbose means it will go step by step approach. It will go through each step and it will let you know what exactly is happening within the agent rather than giving the final answer like this. It will never reveal the final answer. When you say verbose equal to true, it means it will go through each step one by one here, Chintan. Okay, and then it will reveal the final answer to us. That is the beauty of having the verbose equal to true. When you say verbose equal to true, it indicates that it will be able to go through one by one very clearly, and then it will be able to respond to us. Okay, so that's the core capability of it. Okay, so hope that makes sense to all of you. So that's what is actually going to happen here. That is the reason we have their verbose equal to true in that case, Chintan. Okay. Making packages to manage agents and sync them for a task. There's yes, Nilesh. I agree with the first point. CrewAI is a Python package. Yes, correct. No, it will give all the latest info. Latest info means, let's say, again, that's a good question, Nilesh. Let's say GPT 3.5 Turbo, whatever it has been trained up to. Like, let's say, we are not using the advanced model, right? GPT-4 or GPT-4o, if you use that, that will give you all the latest information till date. But as we are using GPT 3.5, which is free of cost, so it will give us the data up to whatever it has been trained, like either up to 2022 or a 23 or a 24, up to whatever it has been trained, it will give us. But if you use GPT-4 or 4o model, right, then they will be able to go ahead and give you some really, let's say, like whatever is happening in the latest world, it will be able to give you that info. Okay, hope that makes clear to you, Nilesh. Okay, got it, Chintan. Good. Perfect. So please complete it, everyone. I'm just waiting for all of you to complete. Okay. How to connect to Google? Yeah, I said right. You have to use GPT-4o model. GPT-4o, that is 4o means 4 Omni model. Okay, that will have access to Google, and not only to Google, any browser, it will connect and it will give you the information. Okay. So please complete it, everybody, this one. Please complete and do let me know so that we can proceed with the next one. Okay, I'll give you enough time to complete this one. Complete and do acknowledge it in the chat saying that you're done with it. Then I will take you further to the next steps. Please complete this task, everybody. right? Majority of you are done with it. Let me check quickly. Excellent. Most of you are done till here. Let me see. Yeah, completed the task. Great. Okay. Excellent. So Siddiqui, you also completed. Great job. Excellent. Okay. Done. Perfect. Awesome. The people who all have completed, great job. Okay. And yeah, Chintan done. Good job. Nilesh done. Good job. Keep it up. Okay. Excellent job, everyone. Now, I will show you the documentation for the CrewAI, like where you can be able to see the documentation of the CrewAI and how it will be helpful, like going forward whenever you are going to work upon. Okay, whenever you want to go ahead and work upon, right? So it will be easier for you to refer. So I will show you the CrewAI documentation and then what are all the important components we have to take care in the CrewAI, which would be the last concept for today. So let me take you to that particular concept and give you that understanding that how CrewAI documentation is present. I'll share you the link also where you can also refer to that in the future references. Okay. CrewAI import agent. So paste the error Sangeeta, then only I'll be able to help you. When you say getting error import agent means I need to know what exactly it is, whether it is an API issue or anything, you let me know, then I can assist or guide you here. Okay. So let's move ahead right now. Okay. So here is the CrewAI documentation, everybody. So this is the CrewAI official documentation, like where they have documented everything about the CrewAI. See, whatever I have explained to you today, that's the start of the CrewAI. And definitely we will work upon CrewAI as we started today. So tomorrow also we are going to discuss about the CrewAI only. But again, what I'm trying to let you all know today here is whatever I've explained to you for the CrewAI and all, or if you want to take it to the next level, or if you want to proceed further, right? Here is our CrewAI official documentation, which is being present for all of us. Okay, so using this CrewAI official documentation, we can be able to go ahead and can see different things which are available. See how to install the CrewAI, the introduction to it. Okay, what is CrewAI? What are the different things available? How it is going to work? Right? Everything is available here. What are their key features? Okay, if you want to install it, what is the process? Okay, so and then you see that it also explains to you the agents. What are the agents in the CrewAI? What are the different tasks which are available within it? And then what are the crews, flows, knowledge, LLMs, everything is very clearly been explained in their official documentation. Okay. So first, I will share this documentation to all of you so that in future, if you want to refer to and then take the journey further, at least it will be helpful for all of you. Okay. So what I'm going to do in this case is, okay. So if you see here, I'm just sharing the official documentation in the main chat. So you can be able to use the same. Okay. Yeah, we will also be able to share it in the LMS Pratibha. So not a problem. Okay. Now, no module name CrewAI is the error. So you have to install this first, Sangeeta. Okay. So if you see here, first you need to install this. You need to ensure that first you're installing your LangChain, OpenAI, and then Quite. Okay. I mean, Quite means like this has to be done at the back end, it indicates. So LangChain, OpenAI, you first need to install it. Then you have to proceed further. Okay. And then you will see everything will be run. Until that is not run, it will not allow you to import the things successfully in your system. Okay. And make sure that you're also installing your CrewAI. Okay. Pip install CrewAI. If it is not there, then you can say like to install the CrewAI, you can just say pip install CrewAI. If it says that it's not able to import the CrewAI, something as such, if you're getting an error, simply run, okay, just run with one code. See here, there is a code button, right? Click on it. and just say here pip install CrewAI. Okay, if it is not working, you can do like this also, where you can run it and it will install the CrewAI for you. Or otherwise, mention here only. Okay, mention just here CrewAI. Okay, just add the CrewAI and run it one more time. If you believe the error is coming continuously, that's the only step which we can do there, Sangeeta. Okay. Yeah, now moving back again, this is the documentation which we discussed upon everyone as a CrewAI. So now within the CrewAI documentation, right? Whatever the CrewAI documentation which we have today. So what are all the important things we need to consider within the CrewAI? So when you talk about the CrewAI, right? Even in the documentation also, whatever I shared it in the main chat for all of you, or whatever I have shown you right now. So even in the CrewAI also, right, there are some important points we all have to be able to consider. Okay, in the CrewAI, we all have to be able to consider some of the important concepts. That is, one is agents, right? As I said, the first component in the CrewAI is agents. Agents are nothing but they are smart AI teammates for us. Okay, agents are they are like smart AI teammates for us. Okay, so your agents are always going to have a role, okay, and it is always going to have a goal, and then it is always going to have a backstory, okay, which is like a context. So your agents will have a role where you can say what it basically does, and then you can give a goal, like why it is actually doing it, and then you can give a backstory, which is nothing but a context, okay, like how it has to work upon. So ideally, this is how you can define, like where you can say agent, okay, and then you can put your agent like this. And within your agent, you can be able to give whatever you want. Like let's say you can put your role. So I will say the role is writer for an example, and I can put some goal, right? The goal is to write some interesting blog post. Okay, just write interesting, let's say write interesting blogs as a writer, something like this. Okay, and then you can say your backstory, which is like a context, like you can say you are an experienced content writer, something like this we can say, right? We can definitely go ahead and put it up over here, saying that you are an experienced content writer, something like this. We can say who loves AI. Okay, something like this you can put. So like this you can define different agents. One we worked upon was the AI researcher. The role was right, and now we can create multiple agents like this, where you can mention the role here. Like I provided here an agent, and the role here is a writer, and the goal is to write the engaging or interesting blog post. And then the backstory is to ensure that you are an experienced content writer who loves the AI. Okay, and then you can also provide your LLM details, like saying that LLM equal to LLM, because that's where the process is going to occur, right? So that is where the process is going to occur. Based on whatever model and temperature you provide, it will work upon. So this is how your agent syntax is always going to work upon. Okay, that's the first thing which we all need to understand here. So when you talk about the agents, like you see that here, you can think of your agent here as a smart teammate, where you are going to have a role. Role will say you like what exactly it does, and then there is a goal, like why it is actually doing it, and then there is a backstory where it will say you like how it is trying. Okay, that's how we have the agent being defined with the role, goal, backstory, and then the LLM. Okay, and then the next one here would be the tasks, right? After the agent, we can define the tasks, right? So after agent, we have task. Now, what is tasks here? Task means this is what actually agent needs to complete. Whatever agent we defined. So tasks are nothing but here these, whatever agents we are defining, those agents needs to go and complete it. So you tell the agent what to do and what is the expected out. Okay, as a tasks, you have to understand that as an agent, okay, a task is nothing but it will let you know like the task is what your agent actually needs to complete ideally. So here in the task only, we are telling the agent that what it needs to do or what is the expected output, like what we are trying to expect as an output from the agent for it to go ahead and complete the task appropriately. Okay, so that's how it works. Like, as you know, how to define the task. Like whenever we want to define the task, we can say again task equal to task, right? And within the bracket, you can provide your description. Like what is that you want to do here as a task? Like you can say, like write a blog about CrewAI. Something like this, we can be able to say. That's our description. That's nothing but the task. And then expected output also you can mention. Like what is that we are expecting? So your expected output can be like you can mention, I need 300 word articles. Okay. So then it will stick up to 300 words only, not anything more than that. And finally, you can define where it needs to work in your agent. So you can say your agent equal to agent and then close it off. This is how you can define your tasks. Yeah, this is how you can actually define your tasks, right? So where you say that in the task, what the agent needs to complete, and then you tell your agent like it has to go ahead and do the task, whatever you provided, along with the expected output. That's it. Like, and this is the syntax, like where you can define your task within the bracket, you provide your description, your expected output, and then finally you say that within this agent, it has to work upon. Okay. And then finally, you have the third important component here is your crew. Okay. The third important component here is your crew. Crew here is nothing but, let's say when we talk about the crew, right? Crew means, okay, when you talk about the crew is nothing but it's a team of agents. It's a team of agents ideally who are working together on the tasks, whatever we are giving it, right? So that is what is here called as a crew. So ideally, crew means it's a team of agents, like where you are going to see within the crew, they are going to be a lot of team of agents. Now, all those team of agents, they are going to work together on tasks. So you assign the tasks to agents and they are going to let them run as a team. Okay, so that's the crew. Crew means that's the main idea. Okay, so the moment we say crew dot kickoff, the moment we go ahead and say crew dot kickoff, it will go ahead and run the crew immediately from then and then. Okay, it will simply immediately go ahead and run the crew from then and there without any difficulties or constraints. Okay, so that's the clarity and understand it, like how things are going. Okay, so that's one of the important point which I just want to let you all know over here. So if you see very clearly, this is how all the three main components are basically going to work upon. Okay, so if you see, we have agents as one of the very important thing. Like think of an agent as a smart AI teammate for you. It has a role, goal, and backstory associated with it. And this is how the standard syntax will look like where you have the agent. Within the agent, you can write a role, goal, backstory, and then the LLM, whatever we want to define. Then we have a tasks, the second component. So a task is what the agent will need to complete. So you tell the agent what to do and what the expected output it will be able to go ahead and do for us. So for the same, I have created a syntax over here. Like this is a task where within the task, you can provide your description, your expected output, and then finally your agent. And then you see that here there is a crew. So the purpose of the crew is like it's a team of agents where you can work together on whatever the tasks which are being provided. And the moment we say crew dot kickoff, it will go ahead and run the CrewAI agent successfully for you. Okay. So that's the clarity which we all should here be aware about, like how things are actually working. Okay. So this is what I just want to cover as part of our today's discussion. But before we end the session for today, I would also like to share the notes, whatever I created today, right? Let me also share this for all of you. Let me export it so that you all can also have this handy, whatever we discussed today. Okay, so it is downloaded. Let me go ahead and share it to you in the chat, every one of you. Okay, even I shared the document, whatever we discussed today, right? So I was able to go ahead and share it to you, everybody. Okay, so whatever we discussed, even that also you can be able to go ahead and can download it. Somebody has asked me about the CrewAI official documentation link. Let me again add it here. I think you would have missed it. Yeah, I have added again the CrewAI official documentation. Whatever the notes we have created, that also have shared, and as well as the Python code, right? Whatever we developed. So today we entered into the world of CrewAI, everybody. So with this, you should understand that we entered into the world of CrewAI. We understood what CrewAI is all about, got to know about the official documentation. I've created one agent with one task today, and I've explained to you what are the important components in the CrewAI. So just now we completed that agents are very important and the tasks we need to provide to the agent. And finally, crew. Crew means you will have multiple agents who are going to work on the task, whatever we are providing it. And with the crew.kickoff, we will see that the crew agent will run and it will start executing all the agents and the tasks which are being provided in the Python, or which are being provided in the form of a program. So this is what I just want to let you all know. So are there any questions from anyone before we wrap up the session for today? Any other questions from anyone specifically before we go ahead and close the session for today, everyone? Yeah, thank you all for the wonderful feedback. Thank you so much. Yeah, but before we close the session, any more questions from anybody? Yeah, we are going to create, tomorrow with the help of the CrewAI multi-agents. Today we started with one agent and one task. So tomorrow the agenda will be, we will be able to create multiple agents like this. And then we will create multiple tasks and we will stick with our CrewAI only. So CrewAI will be, as we started today, it will be there for tomorrow and day after tomorrow. Okay. That's how we will take the CrewAI, because it is latest, right? It is right now available in the market as a latest tool. So we need to dedicate some good amount of time. That's something which is a plan for tomorrow. Okay, then. Thank you once again, everyone, for your time, and have a great day. We will meet again tomorrow with further topics, whatever I have been able to set it up for the agenda. Okay, thank you and have a great day. And thank you, Sushmita, for facilitating. Okay,
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you
over
so
to you.
much. Yeah, so yeah, dear faculty members, like some are asking for yesterday's attendance link. As you all know, attendance link will be active only till 5:30 in the evening. So yesterday's link has been closed, so I'm not able to share it. So I hope you all understood. Please don't ask for yesterday's link. Today's link, which I have already shared multiple times in the chat, please mark your attendance. Okay, so yeah, we are done for the day. We will wind up. We'll meet again by tomorrow at 3 p.m. Thank you all. Thank you for joining.